Greetings, Benjamin J. from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, a follow-up on that 1666 that just arrived. Anyway, took it apart and was trying to find out what that noise was. The push rod was hitting something. This is what the push rod was hitting. The 1666 had a chug-chug clacker in it, just like the Marx 490. Now, I've never seen this before on a 1666. And it mounts right on one of the mounting screws, just like that. And the push rod comes up and hits it. And then this hits a plastic strip across the front of the motor mount, as you see, and gives it that chug-chug sound. Like I said, I've seen this in the 490s. I have never seen it on a 1666, which is why I was puzzled as to what was the noise was. Anyway, so the E unit was sticking, so I put a quick spray of WD-40 up into the solenoid, and this is the result. So this locomotive is running just absolutely splendidly. It's just running perfectly. $10 on eBay as a buy it now. I made the guy an offer, and he instantly accepted. Now, I haven't done anything to it except one shot of WD-40 onto the armature, 2 drops of 30-weight motor oil, and 1 shot of WD-40 up into the solenoid to free up that E unit. And this is the result. Now, as you see, this is still absolutely filthy. But I'm going to pull the motor out of it, dunk this down into a sink of hot soapy water. That'll clean that up. But as you can see, this is in just splendid condition. There's no damage to it at all. It looks good. It runs perfectly. Anyway, I'm going to put this on a Lionel consist. I've got this consist sitting here, so I figured I might as well use it. And let's take this around and see how it runs. Pulling, I think there's 12 cars on this. So there's 50% power. As you see, even has the original headlight in it. So as you can see, this was definitely worth the $10. There's no doubt about that at all. It runs just absolutely perfectly. It was really puzzling when I ran it the first time and I heard that noise. Like I said, I've never seen this chug-chug mounted in a 1666. I've got like, I don't know, 8 or 9 of these things. And I have never seen that before. I've seen it in the 490s, but I've never seen it in a 1666. But as you see, this is running just absolutely perfectly. No problem with it at all. So I took that brass strip out of it. And that eliminated the noise. And as you see, this is running just absolutely perfectly. So I'm pleased with it. Like I said, a great way to start a Monday. $10 on eBay. Made the guy an offer. He accepted it instantly. And here it is up and running. So a great addition to the collection. And like I said, I'll pull the motor out, do some follow-up on it, clean the brushes, clean the armature, oil the wheel bearings, plunk the shell down into some hot soapy water, get the dirt off of it. It's pretty grimy. This thing's been sitting for years somewhere, very likely in a hot attic because there is no rust on it at all. There's oxide on it, but there's no rust. Now, as you see, this is running just absolutely perfectly. And I haven't done anything to it yet. A couple of shots of WD-40 and 2 drops of 30-weight motor oil. So, I'm really pleased with it. $10 on eBay. And as I always stress, don't overlook the junk. And the main reason I bid on this was simply because it said, did not run. And the description said it would buzz and the light would come on. Now, in most cases, when you read a description like that, you can have this motor running in just a matter of a few minutes. In this case, it was more like a few seconds, a few drops of oil, one quick Small spray of WD-40 onto the armature. That cleaned the armature, freed up the bearings, and cleaned the brushes at the same time. And other than that, 2 drops of 30-weight motor oil. That was it. And the sticky E-unit, I just sprayed some WD-40, turned the motor upside down, sprayed some WD-40 up into the solenoid, so it freed up the actuator, and it's running just absolutely splendidly. It's complete, it's in really, really decent condition, and it was really, really cheap. So I gotta say it again, don't overlook the junk. $10 on eBay, and this locomotive is running just absolutely perfectly, as you see. So I'll be running this the rest of the day. The more it runs, the better it will run. And once I actually pull it apart, clean the brushes, the armature, oil the wheel bearings, get it cleaned up, this is going to be a really nice 1666. It'll look almost new. It's got a bit of play wear, but not much. And it's had some run time, but this thing's been sitting for decades. There's no doubt about that. And yet a few drops of oil, and here it is, up and running. And like I said, I was really confused what that noise was, because I have never seen one of these clackers built or installed in a 1666. All the 490s have them, especially the ones with the micro motor, but I have never seen one mounted in a 1666. Like I said, it just mounts on that screw right there, and the push rod hits it and then makes that clack clack sound. This actually hits a piece of plastic on the front of the motor mount. Anyway, pulled that out, and that eliminated the noise. It was really confusing because, like I said, I've never seen that on a 1666. And I've got, I don't know, 8 or 9 of these things. So it was a surprise, pleasant surprise when I found out what it was. So I just removed it, and the locomotive is running just absolutely perfectly, as you can see. So I'm really pleased with it. 1666 in really decent condition, $10 on eBay. How can you beat that? And best of all, I didn't have to do anything to it. A few drops of oil, 2 quick sprays of WD-40, and it's up and running. E-unit is working perfectly. So I'll get this cleaned up, lubed and tuned. It's going to be a great addition to the collection. It even has the original light bulb in it. So, great way to start a Monday, no doubt about that. Really pleased with this. Looks nice, runs good. Once it's cleaned up, it's going to look almost new. So, $10 on eBay. Really difficult to beat that. So anyway, just wanted to do a quick follow-up video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.